My name is Regina Gill, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Gold Coast Art Center here in Great Neck, New York. I'm here today to welcome you and to invite you to a special exhibit that we are hosting here at the Art Center, and it's all about the work of Roxie Munro. Roxie Munro has been a working artist all her life, writing and illustrating over 45 nonfiction and concept books. Her awards include New York Times Best Illustrated, Bank Street Cook Prize Honor for STEM, Best Book of the Year list from Bank Street, Smithsonian, Publishers Weekly, New York Times, and School Library Journal, among others.
My name is Roxie Munro, and I write and illustrate nonfiction picture books for children. This is a book, Anteaters, Bats, and Boas, the Amazon Rainforest from the Forest Floor to the Treetops, published by Holiday House. And we have some of the artwork in here. This is the toucan, very colorful bird. And here we have a sloth. And my personal favorite, the green iguana. He looks really vicious, but he's actually a gentle vegetarian. I've been an artist all my life. I first started being an artist when I was 6 and won a countywide first prize for drawing a bowl of fruit. My parents were very artistic, and from toddlers, we were taken to, I live near Washington, D.C., we were taken to the National Gallery of Art. Now, when I was in grade school, as I say, in the first grade, I got this prize, and then I was like the class artist, which continued through high school. I took a slight turn when I went to college. I started off in chemistry, but the second year as a sophomore, I took an art class, life drawing, and it basically changed my life. Dive In, published by Holiday House. You swim with sea creatures at their actual size. So here we have the trunk fish. This is almost my favorite painting. The trumpet fish, the trunk fish, and a batwing crab. And here we have our cover girl flipped. And this is the rainbow parrotfish from this book. The thing to know about being an artist is it's not just that you have to have talent, you have to work hard. You have to I went to college, I went to 4 colleges for 7 years. I filled up notebook after notebook of sketches. I went to museums. So we learned about the different materials and techniques. And then slowly, as you work more and more, you develop a style and a certain personal point of view. And that's kind of often what children's book industry, for example, appreciates, because they see many books by many artists in different styles. This section of the exhibition covers the art in A-B City, published by Schiffer Kids. The idea is that on each page, you have an A, a B, a C, a D, and through the alphabet. There are things to find. It's actually a game. So in this one, you would find a clock, a cat, a dinosaur, and other fun things. So we go through the alphabet here, A-B City. This is the original artwork from the book. And over here, we get to the N, O, P, Q, R, X. In this book, another cool thing about this book is it has a huge poster in the back. So you can pull out this poster, put it on your wall, and on the other side, you can color in all the artwork, all the letters in this alphabet book. And over here, we have the rest of the alphabet. And then at the end of the book, you have the entire alphabet, A, B, C, in this maze, and you have to find your way. I've been really lucky. I contributed covers to The New Yorker, and they bought, believe it or not, the very first drawing I ever showed them. And then when I kind of segued into children's books, I also did well right out of the gate, winning the New York Times Best Illustrated Award. However, between then and now, and prior to that, I got a lot of rejections. For example, one of the books in this show, the ABC book, A-B City book, I worked on that very hard. I did a complete dummy, and it was a very complicated project. And I took it to my publisher and they said, maybe, but I don't think so. And they rejected it. I gave it to an agent. It got rejected by other publishers. It sat in my flat file drawer in my studio for 10 years. I pulled it out about 4 years ago and showed it to a new publisher, and they went, we'll take it. And indeed, part of those works are in this exhibition. And I'm very, very proud of it. I'm proud of not giving up on it. So this book, published by Holiday House, is about rodent rascals. A lot of people kind of are scared of rodents, but they don't realize they can actually be very helpful. There are mice up in the space station and some rodents. For instance, this guy over here is called a superhero. He sniffs out landmines and is trained to help people. And of course, many of these creatures become pets. This is a good pet. This guinea pig's a good pet. All of the little animals in here are full size. They're the actual size that they are in real life. So when we come over to the larger ones, you can see these are the little ones in the beginning of the book, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger until finally at the end you have the friendly capybara. The way my career in children's books happened was that I had moved to New York City after the New Yorker bought the first cover, and I was a freelance artist. I was poor, I didn't have any money, so I thought maybe I could do jackets for book covers, maybe architecture, some city, New York City I was specializing in. And I went to some publishers and they didn't have any work for me, but one of them said, you should check out this editor friend of mine who does children's books. So I went to see her and she said, you know, I think you have something to offer children. Come back to me when you have an idea. And at that time, I'd been in the city maybe a year or two, and I was so fascinated with walking around New York City and seeing what's it like looking out of the top of that building down, or what is it like down in the subway. So a week later, this is the truth, I woke up with this name of a book, The Inside Outside Book of New York City, in red letters across my 7 in the morning, across my closed eyes. And I called her up that day and I said, Miss Brooks, her name is Donna Brooks, I have an idea for I have a title for a children's book, but I don't know what it's going to be about. And she said, well, come in and we'll talk about it. And I did go in, we talked about it, and it was my first book, and it went on to win prizes again, the New York Times Best Illustrated, Time Magazine. And by the way, that's also how I started writing books. So let me tell you about how you get a book published. First, you have to have an idea, and then you have to write a proposal and give it to either your agent, or if you don't have an agent, you try to find a publisher who will take them directly. And the proposal involves samples maybe of the writing, some marketing things, some information about you. You give it to your publisher, and then you start working on the book. I like to do the art first. I'm a visual thinker, so I write the words to the art. Publishers don't always like that. They want you to write so they can edit it and then hand you the finished, edited manuscript to draw. I kind of flip that over and do the art first. So it usually takes me, now these are nonfiction books, so I have to research them. So I might spend several months researching after I've gotten the contract. And of course I had to do a lot of research before I got the contract in order to figure out how the book would be formatted. After I've done the research, it takes maybe minimum amount is 6 months to 1 year to do the writing, the text that is, and the art for the book. And after you do that and hand it in and it gets vetted and edited and copy edited and printed, it's another whole year after that before the book comes out in the bookstores. The books in this exhibition are, almost all of them are published by Holiday House, which is a very, very well-known nonfiction. They do fiction and nonfiction. I'm in their nonfiction department. Books for children. My AB City book, which I adore, is published by Schiffer Kids, and it has a big fold-out poster in the back. It also has a game. A lot of my books have games. I like to take nonfiction and wrap it around a device or a construct or a game to make it more interesting for children and engage them and teach them. So in 2023, this year, I have 2 books coming out from Holiday House. One is called Lizards at Large. It's kind of like the Rodent Rascals book, where each lizard in this book, and I love doing these because lizards have such gorgeous patterns. They're all to size. So the lizards start out small and they get bigger and bigger until they burst off the page. That's Lizards at Large with Holiday House. I think it's coming out in early summer. And then another book called A Day in the Life of the Desert. And this is a new collection that Holiday House is launching called Books for a Better Earth. And they are books created to make children sensitive to our environmental concerns and global warming. So please come and see this exhibition at the Gold Coast Arts Center in Great Neck. And you can also go on my website at www.roxiemunro, ROXIEMUNRO.com, where you can look at my books, and I have some games, some free coloring sheets, and other fun stuff.
Please make it your business to come and see this work while it's still in our gallery. Thank you so much.